Hello, guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo action. I'm super excited to be here live with you guys as we'll be streaming all these games to you live on the Pilot TV's Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely. Go and check us out on all of our different streaming platforms. We will shoot you out a little bit of luck to take with you into your bingo playing day. We definitely want to have you guys coming out for every opportunity you can to take home these great prizes because we got a lot of cash on the line for you guys today. As we are officially getting in this first round of game day bingo, Ian and I will be here live with you guys for the next 12 games. And if you guys get to take home a great big jackpot over the $600 amount, you get to count towards our rolling total of jackpots for this end count of season 14. That's going to be an awesome one, as just yesterday we had a totally huge day of jackpots, 12 different jackpots going out yesterday, making it 46 different jackpots over the last 7 days and 533 jackpots for season 14.
Yeah, great job to all of our winners so far in this season 14. And as we are in the final few weeks of season 14, all the way up until January 1st is the end of that season. Should be a great end of season 14 as you guys celebrate some great Christmas action. But we got to celebrate some great winners from yesterday as we got that first jackpot going out to Joy RDH over at the Broadway Pizza Blaine, taking home $1,018. Good job to you, Joy. I want to say ride, but I don't know what RDH would stand for. It makes me want to say ride though.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a great one there. Is there anything that you've ever wanted, to just go on a joyride on?
Yes. Because of one very specific thing, I always wanted to sit on top of a garbage truck and ride around town. And it's because of the scene in the movie Hairspray where she
Oh,
misses the
yes.
bus and the nice Baltimore trash man drives her on top of his garbage truck.
That is an awesome joyride scene. I'll
Yeah.
give it to you. Well, good job, Joyride, taking home that $1,000. We also had Funk over at Concordia Lanes take home a
J
nice,
Funk.
yeah, J Funk over at Concordia Lanes taking home $5,046. Good job to you, J Funk.
Nicely done. We also had Woody getting to take home a great jackpot of $1,278 while playing over at the Cleveland Muni.
Yeah, good job to you, Woody, taking home that awesome prize on that lovely Wednesday. But we're trying to give out an awesome must go prize in this great first game of this Thursday, as we're seeing $5.40 go to Know It All over at Johnny C's. Good job to you, Know It All, as we now get enrolled into a game number 2 with that minor prize clicking up from 52 to 54 balls or less, getting more exciting as we get through these games. Definitely a great prize, though, as we also were highlighting that great winner, Woody, taking home that $1,000. Who's your favorite character from Toy Story?
Probably the T-Rex.
The T-Rex. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's good. I think Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head might be my
I also
favorites.
love the piggy bank.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. Etch a Sketch is a
Yeah.
great character as well. Doesn't have any lines, but has some great contributions.
I
Uh,
also like when they set Buzz to Spanish. That's
ooh,
probably when I like Buzz the most, is
when
when
you
he's
like
set to Spanish mode and
when
he
you
likes to salsa.
I like it. I like the Buzz when he realizes that Buzz is obnoxious. Like, you know what I mean? When he
Yeah.
meets the other version of Buzz and he was like, "Was this really what I was like? I
And
was
when he's like, yep.
horrible." Yeah, and that's like my favorite version of Buzz. I thought it was hilarious. I loved Buzz Lightyear as a kid. He was my favorite character, but Woody was a great character as well. Good job taking home that nice $1,000 prize. We also saw $946 go out to Hubby over at the 10 spot Royalton on that lovely Wednesday as that fourth jackpot winner.
Nicely done to Hubby. We also had a great jackpot going out to B, who was playing over at Eagles Owatonna. They got to take home $2,077. Nicely done to B.
Yeah, definitely a good one there. Is that is that a weird way how you spell bow?
No, Bo has a U at the end.
That's what it
Yes,
is.
it's
Okay.
B-A or B-E-A-U is Bo.
Oh, thank you, because I wanted to say Bo at that one, but I was like, is that the weird way to spell Bo, or is
Mm-mm.
that just good job to B taking home that nice prize. As we also saw PGJ over at the Moonlight Bay take home $1,401. The Moonlight Bay is one of those locations I'd love to stop at over in Minnesota. So it sounds like
Absolutely.
a beautiful location to get a nice dinner.
Absolutely. That's a great one. There's a bunch of those locations out there in Minnesota that I wouldn't mind checking out.
Oh, for sure.
But we had even more jackpots to talk about with you guys. And so the next one ended up being a four-way split between that awesome pilot payday jackpot of $2,500. It was between Player over at Diamond Gyms. We had Chur H over at the Chart House, Megan at American Legion Crystal, as well as Johnny Boy over at MT's on 8th. All four of those great players ended up getting to take home $625 each.
Yeah, good job on that $2,500 split win in that pilot payday action. We'll be having another pilot payday action later tonight, as you guys will have an opportunity at 6 p.m. Should be some great stuff, as me and Jordy will be live for that awesome game. But let's talk about some other great prizes, as we were actually live giving out this awesome jackpot prize of $618. And that went out to Sparkly Jules over at the Broadway Pizza, Coon Rapids. Good job to you, Sparkly Jules. Got us talking about how you used to have to bedazzle your own pom pom uniforms, which I think is absolutely crazy. I guess the only thing I have any kind of similar story to that is that I had to put my own stickers on my football helmet, but like that I didn't have to buy my own stickers, that's for sure, and I just had to stick them on. Like, it was a very easy process that
Yes,
way.
my
But you'd be surprised with how bad people were at it. And like, how you were talking about how you were a control freak getting everybody's done. I was definitely the person who was the
oh,
control
it
freak.
bothers me so bad when I look at guys' stickers on their helmets
And
and they're
it has
overlapping and
air
there's like
bubbles.
I'm like, "Why? Why?"
There's like little things that like there's tools that they get that at least my team would give out that had
The
like
stickers are this big.
the air bubble to get rid of
Yeah.
them, or yeah, the stickers, you get the little footballs like for every touchdown you get
Yeah.
on the back of your helmet. Yeah, just put them organized on the back, give them a sort of design. You don't need to just like stick them randomly
Yeah,
everywhere.
it used to really bug me.
No, I'm definitely one that likes it a little bit better, but some people, they just throw it on and they don't care.
Yes, I've also bedazzled pairs of jeans before. I've
Ooh.
done like a moleskin journal I've bedazzled before. There's a couple different things that I ended up using my bedazzler for because it was
Really?
like $60 that I had to buy just
Yeah.
for my prom costumes. And this was one of those costumes that I had to give back at the end of the year.
What?
Isn't that horrible? I was so upset.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
Like, and so that you had to return it. Did they use it the next year?
No.
Then why'd you have to return it? Did you have to pay money to them if
Yeah.
you didn't return? That's great. We do have Smoke over at American Legion Shakopee taking home $10.40. Good job to you, Smoke, in this game number 2. As we now get enrolled into a game number 3 of Game Day Bingo. As you guys are getting enrolled into this game number 3, we'll be moving off of Sparkly Jewels and highlighting our final jackpot winner. As we saw Ranger 70 over at Mama T's Castle Tap take home $7,037. Great job to you, Ranger 70, and all of our other 11 winners on that lovely Wednesday, as we had a lot of fun giving out all those amazing prizes.
Absolutely, but a great way to take home some awesome prizes is going and checking out one of our great eTab games that we just recently released as well. It is called Sherlock Holmes, and you guys can go and hit the bars and try your hand in this awesome eTab game. It's definitely a lot of fun, and you can try your hand in not one, not two, but three of the different bonus rounds that we have in that game. There's the wheel bonus, where you spin for colossal prizes that would even leave Moriarty in awe. Sherlock's Coins unlocks a free play grid expanded grid with sticky coins for endless mystery solving excitement. There's even the Where's Watson skill challenge, where you can embark on a unique quest to hunt for hidden objects, earn points, and climb a statewide leaderboard within that challenge.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff there. We do have our top leaders from that awesome Where's Watson skill challenge. It just got updated 2 days ago on December 18th. And so let's talk about those top players from December 9th all the way to the 18th, as we start off with 10th place, Scotty Winkle. with 1,840 points. With 1,860 points in ninth place, we have VFW 1216. Then we move on into a tie as we have a three-way tie between our sixth place player, Tim, KV, and Jay Cox. Oh, they all have 1,960 points. When 1,980 points in fifth place, we have JT. In fourth place, it's Skox with 2,020 points. Proper Tom is in third with 2,040 points, as MBE is in second with 2,140 points. As the person who was in first place last time we checked in, they're in first place once again with 2,160 points, and that's always been us, a top player. Definitely some great stuff there. We even had Mad Dog in checking in on that game, saying a never boring game. Well, he knows better than most, as he's always out there playing pilot games. And so if it's Mad Dog approved, we approve of it as well. Go check out Sherlock Holmes, an awesome e-tab.
Absolutely. It's definitely a lot of fun. And if you want to stay up to date with when we are releasing those new eTab games, go over to our Facebook page, search up Pilot Games, and give us a like and follow. You'll be able to stay up to date with all of our weekly bingo schedules, event details, seeing what all those great progressives have grown to, and even more there. There's a website link directly at the top of our Facebook page. If you click that link tree, it's got direct links to all of our social medias like Twitter and Instagram, all of our streaming platforms, pgl.world, and even all the locations around Minnesota that you guys can go and play Pilot Games.
Absolutely, some great stuff there. We love being able to show off those awesome Facebook posts, as you guys can see some awesome updates on that Pilot Games action. But if you just want an update on what the live bingo schedule is looking like for today, me and Jordy will go over it right now for you. As we'll be playing this game day bingo that you're playing right now all the way till 1 p.m. We're right now in game number 3 of 12 games that me and Jordy will be live for, as we'll end off with a little bit of Lucky 4 bingo, your first unhosted game of this awesome Thursday live bingo opportunities, as you guys will have an opportunity at $94,834, the second largest jackpot available today. So do not miss out at 1 p.m. Then running from 1 all the way till 4, you'll be getting back into that game day bingo, working on whatever prizes we were not able to give out during this lunchtime.
Absolutely. You guys do not want to miss out on that 1 to 4 time because it's what leads you directly into our happy hour show, where at 4 p.m. you get your second opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo that's got over $94,000 on the line. After that, Ian and I will be back live with you guys from that 4 to 6 time, where we run through 23 different games of Skull Bingo. We're starting off with that line prize in Skull Bingo at $1,297. No matter that prize, it can always be taken home in 10 balls or less. That large frame sitting at $2,836, that can be taken home in 43 balls or less. Not to mention that coverall jackpot, $99,445 at 50 balls or less. We do have a winner here, though.
Mary over at Danny's Dugout will be taking home that must-go prize of $17.80 in this awesome game number 3 of Game Day Bingo. We'll now be getting enrolled into a game number 4, 54 balls or less now for that minor jackpot, as we continue to work through these awesome games. As you guys are getting enrolled, we're going to continue talking about the live bingo schedule, as Jordy was just talking about that awesome 23 games of Skull Bingo that will be coming live for from 4 to 6.
Absolutely. And I just told you guys where those progressives were at. So make sure you guys come on out from that 4 to 6 time. You do not want to miss out.
Largest jackpot available of the day, $99,000. It's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. And then at 6 p.m., Ian and I will be sending you guys off with that opportunity at Pilot Payday today that happens every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. It's got that $2,500 coverall on the line, so you guys definitely want to be getting enrolled in that awesomeness. There will not be any specialty nights tonight, so you have uninterrupted game day bingo to finish off your night, running from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. Now, there are just a couple nights a week that there is some interruptions that you guys definitely need to know about.
Oh, absolutely. Next week, it will be unhosted specialty night action. But don't worry, the following week, right after that New Year's, we'll be back better than ever to play some awesome MegaSota Game Night and Wild Wednesday action with you guys. MegaSota Game Night, it happens at 6:40 every single Tuesday. Tony and Nikki are usually there giving out a ton of PGL points along with some great prizes to go along with it. They've tried to give out a $19,580 grand finale prize in Jackpot Jungle, but just haven't been able to hit that 54 ball or less mark. So it'll be growing and rolling into our next Tuesday. I think that Tuesday's coming in right after
The
what
new year.
would be right after uh Christmas, I think. Is Christmas
Tuesday's
on
the
Monday?
I think so.
Yeah, so it'd be the 26th.
All
So
right.
come out right after Christmas to work on that awesome prize, as well as come out the day after that, the 27th, for a little Wild Wednesday action from 7 to 9. Me and Jordy are usually there, giving out a bunch of PGL points on those great specialty nights. We will not be there during the 26th or the 27th, but the following week's PGL specialty nights, we'll be back trying to give out those PGL points with you.
Absolutely. That's some great stuff. Make sure you guys are coming out and signing up at pgl.world if you want to earn the PGL points that happen on those specialty nights. As we are officially in this game and you guys are getting after these awesome prizes, we're going to jump into our national days with you guys because there's quite a few to talk about. Our first one, National Maine Day. On December 21st, National Maine Day recognizes the 23rd state to join the Union and the most eastern one, too.
This is one of Jordy's states that she wants to visit very much so, as it is a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful state, especially during, I feel like, this
Late summer.
yeah, late summer, early fall time. Get those leaves changing. It's definitely been portrayed that to me as a beautiful state to be there in that kind of, as I imagine the lighthouses and the just coastal
Towns,
living.
yeah, absolutely. I have such a draw to Maine. I've never personally been there, but the idea of it is so romanticized to me, and it just seems like such a beautiful coastal area. And so I would definitely like to go experience it. If you guys didn't know, Maine is mostly known for their lobster, and Maine actually's their lobster yield is about 40 million pounds annually.
Ooh.
That's nearly 90% of our entire nation's lobster supply.
Wow, wow, wow. That is really
Yeah,
crazy.
between Maine and Maryland, they definitely cover our crustaceans.
Yeah, I definitely I'll need to try some lobster in Maine to give, I
Oh,
guess, my true.
I would love to do
That
that.
would be such a fun trip. Well, maybe we've been talking about going on a couples trip. Maybe it's to Maine, as we're talking about it. I know there's quite a few states that we'd love to go to though.
Mhm.
Louisiana, that would be a cool one to visit as well.
Absolutely.
But Maine is definitely up there. It has 3,478 miles of coastline. Makes sense as we imagine coastline living when we imagine Maine. Maine has more than 4,600 offshore islands as well.
Absolutely. There's such a beautiful landscape out there. Maine's coastline has so many deep harbors that it could provide anchorage for all of the naval fleets in the world.
That is ridiculous. We do have a nice Musco prize going out in this game as we have T Trick 21 over at Clive's Roadhouse, Burnsville, taking home $14.10. Good job to you in this awesome game number 4 of Game Day Bingo, as we will now be getting enrolled into a game number 5. With those jackpots continuing to grow and roll, minor prize hitting that 60 ball or less mark as I get a little bit more excited as we hit that 60 ball or less mark, $140 already and growing as you guys get enrolled in the next 2 minutes.
Absolutely. If you guys didn't know, Maine has over 32,000 miles of rivers and streams as one of the largest river systems in the entire world, and that is an awesome fun fact.
Yeah, definitely a cool one. Maine has over 6,000 lakes and ponds, and it just has a lot of water that you can go enjoy. Definitely a place that I would like to do some exploring around. Happy National Maine Day. You've slowly talked me into it, as at one point I would have been like, yeah, Maine's on the bottom of my list to visit, but you've explained to me a few of the positives, and now I kind of want to see what's going on over there. Next up is National Flesh Flat. You can go with that.
National Flashlight Day. On the same day as the winter solstice, it reminds us to turn on some lights during the shortest day of the year. That's right, we have officially hit the shortest day. Our days are only going to get longer from here. But that's right, we're on the track to bright mornings once again. I cannot wait.
Yeah, definitely a great one there, as flashlights are super fun to use. Whether you got them put onto your head, you're going to the beach and you're finding those crabs. I think that's
Uh,
one of my favorite times to use flashlights. I think
didn't you
also
used to like flashlight tag?
I did
Or
do
Ghost in the
that.
Graveyard, whatever it was that you and your cousins used to do?
Oh, Ghost in the Graveyard, very different thing. Doesn't have flashlights, as
Oh,
that would really hurt the whole entire game. As
yeah, I don't know.
it's a yeah, I don't want to explain the entire
That's
game.
okay.
But yeah, flashlight tag was always a blast to play. Just staying up late and flashing a light onto your book while you're reading. There's a lots of times where I could remember using a flashlight, and it just
Yeah,
being some of my favorite times.
those are probably my favorite is I would go and when I was young and in my grade school days, going to the Scholastic Book Fair and buying book flashlights that like clipped
Mm-hmm.
on to the edge of your book. I absolutely love those. Those were probably my favorite flashlights. Either that or when I was young, I was given this kind of purple lantern flashlight to keep by my bed in case of power outages, and that always like that was something that I would put on underneath my little blanket forts or whatever
Uh
it may
huh.
be. And so I definitely have a lot of fond memories using that flashlight or lantern, I should say.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, lots of power outages where there was
Yeah.
some great fun done with some flashlights. So definitely celebrate on National Flashlight Day as we continue to work through this awesome bingo. We got 11 balls dropped in this game. Call me Jen, one of those big time players out there working on these awesome prizes. We'll see if we can finally give out this minor jackpot as we talk about our next national day.
Next up, we have National French Fried Shrimp Day. And on December 21st, seafood lovers celebrate National French Fried Shrimp Day. Enjoy all year long. This delicious fish delights many across the country.
Yeah, it's a great one. French fried shrimp is delicious and super tasty. It's hard to keep myself from ordering it as it is not the healthiest order, but it is super super good and I can eat it by the bowlful.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of fried shrimp as well. I definitely am a big fan of bigger fried shrimp as well as the small popcorn shrimp. You
Mhm.
really can't go wrong. I definitely grew up loving the stuffed fried shrimp that you can get down south when
Ooh,
I would be on
yum.
vacation with my families. That was always a seafood dish that just called my name.
Yes.
But it's definitely one that I wish we could celebrate on today.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the popcorn little shrimpies on this one, as I just love getting one of those little baskets with some fries, some of the popcorn shrimp, and you're just sitting and you can hear the waves hitting the bay that you're at. It's a great time. So definitely missing a little bit of summer, highlighting this national day, National French Fried Shrimp Day, as I just imagine summer when I'm imagining myself eating French fried shrimp.
Absolutely. Well, happy National French Fried Shrimp Day, whichever way you like to have them fried. Today is the day to celebrate it and enjoy it. We are just about one ball away now as we wait and see who's going to be taking home this lucky prize and a little bit of Vikings victory. As you can see, we have our lucky Vikings right there in the corner next to us, just waiting to give out that prize to MD Mailman as well as RIP Julie. They both get to split up that Musco prize of $24. Nicely done to both of those awesome players.
Yeah, definitely. As we continue to get enrolled into this next game, 62 balls or less for that minor jackpot in this upcoming game of Game Day Bingo should be a lot of fun. But happy National French Fried Shrimp Day. People look at me weird when I try and get fish sticks, so I gotta get French fried shrimp instead. Uh,
Yeah, that's a strange one. I'm sure that and that I feel like that is a pretty outdated one. People really don't eat fish sticks like that
I
anymore.
feel like you just haven't been around the people that eat fish sticks.
I haven't even heard fish sticks mentioned in years from anyone but you, really.
Because I love fish sticks.
Do you really?
Yes, they're good. They're super tasty. I don't know why people hate on fish sticks all the time. I've always liked fish sticks. I've eaten them probably like throughout my life. It was like
Just like the frozen fish
yeah,
sticks?
it was like at least like, I don't know. I would say every other month we'd have a meal. We'd have a good fish stick meal. Uh,
Really?
yeah, like it's been a regular in my family's like rotation of meals for a very long time. It's definitely has lessened since moving out of my family's household, and we don't have like four kids
To
like
feed
to
anymore?
feed, and now we're all adults and we have more developed palates,
Yeah.
and so we can enjoy like more different foods. But while they were just like, whipping out meals for
Just
us
trying to
all the
feed you
time, yeah,
guys.
trying to feed four growing kids, fish sticks was a regular.
Yeah, I've only ever eaten fish sticks once in my life. I would definitely eat them again. I enjoyed them when I did, but then again, I was probably 7 years old.
Exactly. People frown on adults with eating
People
fish
frown
sticks.
on fish sticks in general.
I know, I know. So eat some French fried shrimps if if you feel judged on eating your fish sticks on today.
It's the more socially acceptable fish stick.
It is. It is. Next up is the winter solstice. The winter solstice is the shortest day and the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. It occurs annually between December 20th and December 23rd.
Yeah, typically this is the range within all four of the different months that you celebrate the solstice in. Typically, I consider it solely on the 21st. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of when I mark it, but it does kind of change periodically. And so I can't necessarily say it's definitively the 21st.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We had this conversation earlier about I was like, how do you know the winter solstice, like when it is? Because I just really, it was never like taught to me
Yeah.
in any kind of sense. I just don't remember it ever being taught in a class or it ever being explained or me
Hmm.
being tested on that kind of stuff. And so then I was trying to think of how would I have learned it? And I think the only time I remember it very clearly being talked about was in Percy Jackson. And in Percy Jackson, he had to do something before like the winter solstice,
Really?
or the Olympus was going to get brought down or something like
That's so
that.
funny.
And
Yeah.
so that's the only thing I remember.
I have no idea where I learned about the solstices, but I've known about them pretty much my entire life. And
Hmm.
so that's something that I've always looked forward to, and especially the autumnal or autumn equinox, my family specifically looked forward to. And
Really?
so I don't know. Yeah, there was just really weird things like that that
That's
stuck with me.
That's super funny because I imagine you guys as like you guys all have you and your mom in particular have an appreciation for the moon, and so
Yes.
I expected the winter solstice to be your guys' favorite just due to the fact that it's the one day of the year where the moon is out for the longest out of any day of the year, and
Yeah.
so I thought maybe that would have been a big one for you guys.
Yeah, I'm really not too sure. And it wasn't even like my whole family looked forward to it, even knew about it. I guarantee if you asked my father or my
You'd be
brother
like, "What are
about
you
it,
talking about?"
they have no idea about what an equinox even is or what
Yeah.
it stands for or what it means for the
Uh huh.
for astrology. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was mostly my grandma. Now that like we started talking about it
Uh huh.
earlier today, it was really my grandma and I solely, like not even including my own mom,
Yeah.
that talked about the equinoxes a whole bunch.
Doesn't get talked about nearly as much.
No.
Next up is Phileas. Phil-
Phileas Flog.
yeah, Phileas Fogg win a wager day. Phileas Fogg win a wager day on December 21st commemorates a date in fictional history in the classic novel Around the World in 80 Days by the French novelist Jules Verne. December 21st is the day illustrious main character Phileas Fogg must complete his challenge to win a wager of 20,000
Euros.
euros.
Absolutely. That is an awesome one. I'm a big fan of Around the World in 80 Days. I've watched the film and starring Jackie Chan, and I very much enjoyed it. We do have some winners here as Cinders as well as Derb both get to split up $28 on that awesome Musco prize. Nicely done to our winners here in this game number 5. Or is it game number 6?
6.
6. That's some awesome stuff. Make sure you guys get enrolled in a game number 7. You do not want to miss out on any of the awesomeness we have in store. But Around the World in 80 Days, this is definitely a super fun one. They've even created different movies from the original that came out.
Yeah, there's an animated movie Around the World in 80 Days. There's a
Mhm.
drama series Around the World in 80 Days. Ooh, it's got David
Yes.
Tennant in it. And Ty Tennant, so his son in it as well.
Hmm.
Very funny. Well, maybe that has to be looked at. That came out in 2021, but
Very
only has one
cool.
season, so maybe they're working on a second season, or it didn't do as well. But
Hmm.
the 2004 film with Jackie Chan, Chris Coogan as
Steve
Steve Coogan,
Coogan.
Owen Wilson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all of them in that crazy movie. I don't remember it being that good of a quality movie, but I remember it being very entertaining.
Super entertaining.
Next up, it's a much more important national day, National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day. National Homeless Persons Remembrance Day on the first day of winter remembers those of in the homeless community who have passed the previous year. The day reminds us to honor them and remember the lives they lived.
This is a really important one, especially now that it is so cold outside. It is really super detrimental to the people who do not have homes and who have to bear the elements outside just trying to survive. And so this is a huge one just to take time and remember the people who have passed from living in those unlivable conditions. And so this is definitely the fight against homelessness in on today's society. We see it in bigger cities. They're really trying to provide areas and shelters that can really improve the lives of the people who are a little less fortunate out there. And so this is definitely a super important national day on today.
Very much so. Next one is Crossword Puzzles Day,
You skipped
as
one.
on December 21st commemorates. It just felt wrong to go
Okay.
from one to the next one. Commemorates the birth of changing word games enjoyed by millions worldwide.
I'm a big fan of crossword puzzles. I mean, I love any of those little booklet skill games that you can find at a dollar store or at the gas station to fill your vacations with. Those are my bread and butter. I went up north with a few of my girlfriends to their grandparents' cottage up in northern Michigan a couple months ago, and I spent a good 3 hours with one of the siblings of my friends, and we just sat there with a book of crosswords and sat there playing it on the floor of their grandparents' house.
That's a great time.
It was incredible. What
That's
more could you ask for a
yeah,
cold day in a cottage?
absolutely. Just played some crosswords.
Yeah, next to a nice fireplace.
Seems like a great time. I'm not one of those people that enjoy these games. I actually like hate these games, to be honest.
Really?
Like sitting down and having to focus on words on a piece of paper is schoolwork no matter what it is to me. Like it's that
That's how
is
I find most of my fun.
that's that
Words on a page is most of my fun.
yeah, no matter what, that is schoolwork to me. Like
Words or numbers on a page is almost all of my fun now that I think about it. Between books and my games, it really is.
Yeah, it's I have never been one. It's always struggled to like catch my interest. I move too quickly. I need to be physical with my games.
I
And
can't help
so
myself. I'm
I,
an intellectual.
I don't like playing it. Oh, if they made it into a game where I could move around and I would wrap a string around the letters that I would create my puzzle with and I would just like do it full body, I would crush people in that. But the fact
Sitting
that
down and being stationary.
and just looking at a piece of paper trying to find words or where words fit, I'm not
It's okay.
not
You're a half
about it.
blood. Don't worry about it.
Not about it. I no. But crossword puzzles, they definitely have. I've gotten a lot of grades saved by crossword puzzles, for sure. Where I've been wanting a A or I've been wanting a B in that grade, and I got a little extra credit assignment for
Mm.
that crossword puzzle in high school that really helped out. In high school, I got those. College, they don't give you crossword puzzles for extra credit anymore. You actually got to do stuff for extra credit.
They
Uh,
ask for some weird stuff in college for extra credit.
yeah, they absolutely do.
They really make you go out in the world
But it's
for it.
but then it's sometimes it's like the easiest little things for extra
Hmm.
credit. They're like, "Oh, you just got to, create a response for this and you get an extra credit point," which is way easier than a crossword puzzle.
Absolutely.
But sometimes I
Yeah,
miss those
no,
good
a
old
lot of
extra
my
credit.
teachers or professors, I should call them, they give me videos to watch and they're just like, respond back.
Respond back to it. Absolutely. Well, definitely awesome crossword puzzle day. We do have Bangman over at Howie's Sports Bar, taking home $255 on that Musco prize. Just decide to lean into it there as you're taking
It's
home that
harmless.
awesome jackpot prize as we now get enrolled into this game number 8. As we are getting enrolled into this game number 8, that Musco prize of $41.50 will just continue to grow and roll into this game, competing for a great double Musco. Just 2 minutes to get enrolled as we highlight some of our final national days.
Absolutely. Happy National Crossword Puzzle Day. Next up, we have Humbug Day. And Humbug Day on December 21st recognizes the Ebenezers, the Scrooges, the Grinches, the Curmudgeons who suck the joy out of the holiday season.
Absolutely. Definitely a great one. I love the word curmudgeons as I never use it besides during the holiday season. As I see it one time and I'm like, "Oh, I love that word." I use it maybe 3 times throughout my holiday season and then I forget that it's a word again.
It
And
just reminds me of the thing they say in Elf.
curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Cotton-headed Nicky Muggin?
Yeah, that's what it was. I knew it was something slightly different, but I wasn't 100% sure. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Why not just make him the same thing?
Yeah, curmudgeon. It does feel very similar, but
Yeah.
humbug definitely a fun one on today. There's lots of people who you just get drained by the holiday season. It's hard to keep up with all this socializing, enjoying people's presences. I get you sometimes want to just enjoy your being by yourself,
I get
and
it.
you can sometimes, and that can sometimes turn you into a Scrooge, a Grinch, a curmudgeon. And today we support you on this day. You're
Absolutely.
allowed to be a curmudgeon. You're allowed to be a Scrooge. Get it out of your system
For the
before,
holiday weekend.
yeah, before it starts to get all busy in this holiday weekend, and get all that humbug out on this Thursday, December 21st.
Absolutely. That is an awesome one. Happy Humbug Day. Next up, and our final national day is National Re-Gifting Day. And each year on the Thursday before Christmas, people across the United States participate in National Re-Gifting Day. The day acknowledges the office parties and the unique Christmas gift exchanges that they do. This particular December Thursday appears to be the most common day for companies to hold their annual employee or holiday Christmas party.
Yeah, definitely a great one on today. Regifting is I feel I think regifting's acceptable.
Absolutely. I do think that this day is for not just like taking a gift that you've been given and re-giving it. This
Yeah.
is for just gift exchanges in
Uh-huh.
friend sense or a coworker sense and not just like family gift exchange. And so this is definitely a super fun one. I'm a big fan of all of those white elephant, secret
Oh, for
Santas.
sure.
I love a good gift exchange, especially if it's got a twist to it.
Oh, 100%. I always found it so funny when people would like sneak like a fish in there. It was I always
That's
found that.
actually that's what I'm gonna do to your family's white elephant.
Oh, really? Just try
Yeah.
and throw a fish in
I'm
there?
gonna put a bowl with a fish in a bag and I'm gonna put it as my white elephant gift.
Okay, well, we'll see how that works
Mhm.
out. See if anybody gets a pet fish. Poor
Absolutely.
fish. That's not gonna live for long.
You don't
Well,
know, one of your lovely, lovely cousins that have kids under the age of 15, they could have a new best friend, little guppy.
yes, yeah, because
No,
I
me
trust Jaya
and
with
another one of Ian's family members, her and I are the ones, the minds behind this.
minds behind. Yeah,
She's already sent me a fishbowl for sale for $4 at Goodwill that
that
I should go pick up.
That's so funny. Well, happy National Regifting Day. Get your holiday season in by regifting on one of those fun little gift exchange on today. We do have 44 balls dropped on this game. We're working on that double must go prize of $67.90 with Hottie Doggy and Call Me Jen. 3 balls away. I like that name, Hottie Doggy, as we can continue to work through this awesome one. Me and Jordy, we kind of got into the Christmas season yesterday as we watched two
Did
different
we?
Christmas flicks. The first one I put on, it
Yes.
was a Scooby Doo spooky holidays as
Haunted holidays.
haunted holidays. That's what it was. As it was, Scooby Doo awesomeness. Had a great little episode of Scooby Doo, and then
Absolutely.
Jordy forced me to watch
You
maybe
say it like a.
maybe one of the greatest bad movies I have ever watched. I really enjoyed it actually, as it was extremely funny for how bad it was.
Okay, it's from 1999.
It's called The Nuttiest Nutcracker, and you should definitely check it out. It's only $3 on Amazon, so super cheap for you guys if you
Only an
want to.
hour long.
And yeah, an hour of entertainment. We got Call Me Jen over at JR Mac taking home our double Musco. $67.90 on that Musco prize. Great job to you, Call Me Jen, as we now get enrolled into this next game of Game Day Bingo. This game will have a minor jackpot of 54 balls or less, and should be working on some nice prizes outside of that, as well as this will be a game number 9?
Yes, it will. That's some awesome stuff. Make sure you guys are getting enrolled in this next game. You do not want to miss out on any of the great cash opportunities we have going on. If you guys don't plan on getting enrolled in this game, though, you guys can go and check out the awesome eTab games that we have to offer that you guys can actually play at any time. One of the greatest ones that we just recently released is called Wicked Seas, and you can head on over to find some buried treasure in the treasure map bonus round, or even try your luck and spin the helm to land on some great prizes in the wheel bonus round. Whatever it suits your fancy. It may not even be that ETAB game, but there's over 70 different games with a wide variety of themes to go and choose from. They each of them have those huge prizes up to $1,500, small bets between 50 cents and $5, and they even have awesome bonus rounds and free play rounds as well.
Yeah, I'll go with Roaring Twenties as a great ETET game for you to check out, as that one's super fun. As you got that 1920 version and the 2020 version, getting different prizes as you get after it in each of those different game modes. So definitely check out all the different ETABs, as there's a bunch of different options for you to take home huge prizes in. While you guys are just 50 seconds to get enrolled into this next game, though, I'd like to highlight some movies that were released on today, as we have a bunch of movies that were released on today. Starting off with a classic in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
This is a very, very classic Disney princess film. This is definitely a one that kind of started them all off. This might be one of the first that have ever come out, actually, of the princess films. Um,
Yeah, 1937. I did not realize, because I love the animation style in this movie, and
yeah,
so
everything hand drawn.
it really, I don't realize that it was an older animation, as I almost feel like there's I've seen animation get worse since that hand drawn
Absolutely.
animation that definitely took so long to do. And this was one of my favorites, and the dragon prince fight scene is probably my favorite fight scene out of all the uh princess
Yeah, big fight scenes at
uh
the end.
yeah, prince fights.
Very cool. Yeah, this is definitely a really big one. We were going to be having a remake done this year, but unfortunately, the production on that has since been stopped.
Hmm.
Um, we're maybe going to be able to see some different adaptations in the future. One that I personally really like that was a live action adaptation was Snow White and the Huntsman. I
Mm.
personally loved this movie. Absolutely loved it.
I
I
think because of my personal love for the like it being my favorite Snow White being my favorite of the princesses, I didn't like the twist on the play on Snow White that they
mhm.
did in this one. Even though it was a fine movie, I just didn't I imagined Snow White so differently.
I quite liked it. I think that everything that the new Snow White was trying to stand for, they did really well in this version of Snow White.
Yes, yes.
Everything that you heard being talked about within the new production of the Snow White was all about strength and kind, or like not even, they didn't really focus on the kindness value, but they were trying to find strength within Snow White, and I think that this adaptation did a really, really good job of that. Another great job was the Mirror Mirror adaptation. That was a Lily Collins live
Oh.
action one, and I quite enjoyed the entirety of the cast of this. All seven of the dwarves were like hand selected so
Yeah.
well. They all did their work and their roles so great. I love Julia Roberts as the evil queen. They just all played their part very, very well.
Oh, absolutely. Do I tell you, it's really bad. I throw the Snow White and the Huntsman into the same category as the Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters movie that starred Jeremy Renner.
That's
And
okay. It wasn't like super well received by any means,
okay.
and it still has like a good cast at this like
Hmm.
name value, but it's really hit or miss if you like it or you don't. I
Yeah.
personally don't like the Hansel and Gretel
Yeah,
films
I'm
or
not a
anything
fan
like
of it.
that,
I don't.
but
I think it's a hard to do concept. I feel like it's a scary book that you read like
yeah, the
that.
Grimm brothers have their tales be the way they are for a reason.
Yeah, we do have Ash over at events on soccer, taking a break from catching all those Pokemon, taking home $18.50. As we now get enrolled into our next game of Game Day Bingo, should be some fun stuff as we try and give out these great prizes in this upcoming game. This will be a game number 10 that we're getting enrolled to, as we continue to highlight some great movies released on today.
In 1990, we have the Arnold Schwarzenegger classic, Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, this one's a favorite of mine. I loved Kindergarten Cop, and it's one that my dad showed me at a very early age. As we loved all those different Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movies, like
Yeah,
Twin, Junior,
I
and
really liked the Christmas one.
and I love
Jingle
anything.
All the Way.
Yes, that's a
That was my
great one.
favorite Arnold
Great one.
movie.
And I love anything with Linda Hunt in it. I'm
Mhm.
a huge fan of her as an actress, as
Absolutely.
she does a great job as the maid in Yours, Mine, Ours.
Mm.
Next up, released on today in 1994, we got Little Women.
I have never seen the original Little Women. I did watch the Greta Gerwig version that came out in 20 teens with the
Mm.
updated cast, but this is definitely one that I would love to watch because I love this original casting as everybody. And
Yeah, got big hits like Winona Ryder, Kristen Dunst, Christian Bale, and as well as Susan
Sheridan.
Sheridan, but all big time actors and actresses.
I love this storyline. I definitely got into it when I watched the remake. I very much want to read the book as well. This is just a really classic story of this family of women and the struggles they face and the romance and everything in between and
Yeah.
the ambition that some of them face. And so it's definitely a very well received tale and it's told very well as it is too in both adaptations that they did.
Oh, absolutely. Next up, released on today in 2001, we got Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. This was one of my favorites as a kid, as this is the one where Jimmy Neutron gets abducted by the aliens and he goes on
Mm.
over and he has to take on the alien planet.
Is
And
this when all the parents get taken?
yes, and they ride on their. On all the different, gosh, I'm blanking on the roller
Yeah,
coaster.
all the amusement park rides.
Yes, exactly, and they ride them into space. It's a great scene. We're the kids of America. Whoa, it's a great part of the entire movie. Great
Absolutely.
time. 2001, Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Next up, in 2005, we've got Cheaper by the Dozen too. This is the one where they go to the lake house and face the Murtaugh family.
Me and Jordy both agreed that we both enjoyed Cheaper by the Dozen too, not due to the fact that we disliked Cheaper by the Dozen 1. Great movie as well, but Cheaper by the Dozen 2 just hit a little bit different for us as Eugene Levy getting added into that. You got also Taylor Lautner, a few other fun, Jonathan Bennett, as well as Robbie Arnell. You got Hilary Duff, as well as many others that are just childhood classic actors and actresses for us that starred in so many different things.
Absolutely. I was quite a fan of the first one, but I this was the phase of like Taylor Lautner when I was a young girl that I was just like consuming anything that he was in, whether it was Shark Boy and Lava Girl,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was this one, whether it was whatever. I was such a fan of him. And so I definitely watched Cheaper by the Dozen too more.
And it was just more fun.
It was so much more fun.
Yeah, next up, released on today in 2007, we got National Treasure. Book of Secrets, starring Nicolas Cage, Justin Bartha, as well as many others. You got John Voight, Ed Harris, big time cast in that one. This is the second or third of the National Treasure series that came out. I am not 100% sure, but it's National Treasure 3. Cool stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, I can't say that I've seen anything past the first one.
Yeah, they're all amazing, absolutely legendary works. After the first one, yeah, it gets a little rough, but I absolutely love them nonetheless. As I just have a weird love for the National Treasure movies.
Well, that's some awesome stuff and great work for Nicolas Cage. Next up, also on 2007, same day, obviously on today, we have Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Very interesting stuff. This one is a star-studded movie as well,
I
as you
love it.
got Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Alan Rickman, as well as many,
Yes.
many others that are
Jamie
notable
Campbell,
names.
he's so good in it. He's a little weirdo, but he's so good in this film.
Hmm.
Alan Rickman, also a little weirdo in this film, but he plays it so well.
Yeah,
I'm just a big fan of this entire film.
Jamie Campbell would have never realized that him translated to Vecna in the Stranger
Yeah.
Things series. We do have Call Me Jen over at JR Mag taking home the must-go prize of $18.90 in this game number 10 of Game Day Bingo, as we now get enrolled into a game number 11. Minor prize clicking up from 56 to 58 balls or less and continuing to grow as we get enrolled into this game. But like I was saying, Jamie Campbell in Vecna in Stranger Things, much older in that character than he was in the 2007 Sweeney Todd. And
Yeah, he was also in something on ABC Family. I think it was Shadowhunters.
oh, I never watched that, so he missed me on that one. But
Mhm.
definitely some cool stuff. Sweeney Todd, huge hit on today in
I was actually just
2007.
singing it today.
Ah, 2016 released on today. We have Sing. This is an animated movie that has a pretty star-studded voice acting cast. Some of my favorite, just like unique voices out there, is you got Reese Witherspoon, Taron Egerton, Scarlett Johansson, Matthew McConaughey, Nick Kroll, Nick Offerman. Lots of fun names. You even got Jennifer Hudson out there, John
Peter
C. Riley.
Peter Serafinowicz is in this.
Oh, he has one of the most unique voices, I feel like, out of anybody in cinema.
I think it's so funny, just this array of eclectic cast.
Yeah, it's a very fun, and and they do a great job in it. I was too old to be watching this. It's a kids movie, but I loved it watching it. Hour 50 movie that kept me entertained for the majority.
It's on Peacock if you would like to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Next up in 2018, we have Bumblebee. This is the first one that did not have Shia LaBeouf in it.
No.
It's not?
No, Shia LaBeouf was not in after the third Transformers movie.
Hmm.
Um
Well, Bumblebee was the one that starred Haley Seinfeld as did John Cena play her father? No.
no, he plays an agent.
Oh, who
Yeah.
plays Haley Seinfeld's father?
I'm not 100% sure. I have only watched this movie one time. I honestly, for as much love as it
Mm.
got, I didn't actually enjoy it nearly as much as other people did. And Dylan O'Brien plays Bumblebee. I did not realize that. That is hilarious. But super fun
Sam,
one.
I had no idea he did that.
Yeah, super fun one on today. I know a lot of people really love this movie.
I don't think I've seen it, to be
Um,
honest with you.
but yeah, it's a good one. Oh, we'll have to watch at some point. We're gonna have to watch through like all of the Transformers
Yeah.
series. Just
Because it had been so many years since we've watched them.
exactly. And I need to, I need to figure out where they're at. Also released on the same day, same year, 2018. We got Aquaman. This one's starring Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Patrick Wilson, Nicole Kidman, Willem Dafoe, Dolph Lundgren, and other big names. This one was, I felt like, was one of the better of the DC movies. I didn't necessarily love it, but it had some entertainment value in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. It was one of those superhero films where I watched it, I enjoyed it. I don't necessarily pick it back up to watch again, but I did really enjoy it that first time around.
Yeah, out of like the DC films, it probably
It's probably
goes.
my favorite.
No, the original Wonder Woman was by far my favorite. I
Mm.
really enjoyed that original Wonder Woman. And then probably like Man of Steel for Superman, but not for movie quality, but just for straight entertainment for Man of
Mhm.
Steel. And then Aquaman probably comes in at number third for most enjoyment watching.
Mhm.
But let's talk about our last movie released on today, 2022, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I thought this was one of the better animated movies to come out of all of 2022. I think it's one of the better animated movies in general that I've watched. As you got Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots,
Selma.
Salma Hayek as Kitty Softpaws, Florence Pugh as Goldilocks, and many other big names out there that did a really fun job in that movie. That
Yeah.
even had some like tougher topics I felt like it covered with anxiety and other things that you don't usually see get covered in a kids movie, but they did it in a way that was appropriate.
This was my favorite Puss in Boots movie that has come out, I'd
Hmm.
have to say. I quite enjoyed it. I like the topics covered. I like the cast. Harvey, the guy who plays Perito, he is a super, super funny actor. I
Hmm.
very much enjoy him. I love his voice in anything he does. And so, big fan there. And I just really like the overall casting as well.
We do have a winner in this game, number 11. Tom over the Blacksmith Lounge is taking home $24.40 on that must go prize. prize. Good job to you, Tom, as we will now be getting enrolled into this final game of Game Day Bingo. Should be a great final game, as that minor prize will be at 60 balls or less. But as you guys are getting after this final game of Game Day Bingo, I would like to highlight some of our Minnesota sports teams, as we got to talk a little bit about some Vikings news.
That's right, and we have 5 bold predictions for Week 16 for the Vikings versus Lions. First one is that Nick Mullins does not turn the ball over.
Well,
Hopefully.
he played really good in that first showing where
Yeah.
against the Bengals. That Bengals defense is a pretty decent defense in the NFL, so they're not as injured as the offensive side is. And they were able, and he threw for 303 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 2 interceptions. It was his first start in the Vikings uniform this season, and so I expect him to be playing significantly better as he heads into his second week as the for sure starter, running with that first team all week long. It's another week of Justin Jefferson being fully healthy once again, and so I think that's a good prediction. Nick Mullins doesn't turn the ball over.
Absolutely. The second prediction is that the Vikings defense shut out Jameson Williams.
Well, Jameson Williams' one threat is the deep ball. And one thing our Vikings do well is get after the quarterback. I think we'll be able to get Jared Goff down before he gets shots to be able to take Jameson Williams deep.
Absolutely. Next up, we're looking at the fact that Ty Chandler, they're hoping that Ty Chandler runs for 100 plus yards.
After the great showing from Ty Chandler in our matchup versus the Bengals, I expect to see it once again, as he may be the RB1 in this offense, even when we see Alexander Madison come back.
Absolutely. Next up, they're predicting that Jordan Addison actually outproduces Justin Jefferson again.
Well, what do teams do to stop this offense? That's try and put as much coverage on Justin Jefferson as they possibly can. What does that open? Wide receivers like Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson to get open and put up some big time yardage. And so I don't think that's an off prediction, but I think Justin Jefferson is going to be coming in to get some yardage in this game, as I don't think he wants to end the season with a low yardage total. And so I'm guessing a few 100-yard games from Justin Jefferson in these final 3 weeks.
And finally, they have predicted that Jared Goff commits 2+ turnovers.
One way to get Jared Goff to commit turnovers is get pressure consistently in his face. And so blitzing often and frequently from our Vikings, which is our staple, should learn to those lead to those turnovers. Hopefully that can happen as we take on those Lions at 12 p.m. this Sunday. Send some luck over to our Vikings by playing the great ETAB game Vikings Victory to pick a letter in the Skull bonus round to win some big prizes.
Absolutely, definitely go and check that out. It is definitely a lot of fun. We are going to be jumping into a little bit of wild news for you guys, as they have a game coming up today against the Canadians at 7 p.m. We're super excited about them taking the ice once again, and we're hoping they can get a win. If you want to show your support for them by checking out the great ETAB game, go and check out Let's Go Wild wherever you guys can play Pilot games. You can even check out that Slapshot bonus round to take home some trophy prizes.
Yeah, they've been on a good stretch with John Hines as the coach. Definitely has been a big turnaround, and hopefully they can get a little bit of that momentum after
Mhm.
winning in overtime against the Boston Bruins. We even saw Kirill talk about, beating a good team like that helps momentum continue on. We're hoping for that success, and like Jordy said, send that luck out to them by playing that amazing ETAB game. While you guys are enjoying playing Pilot games, I'd love to see a player picture of it, whether it's that jackpot message next to your smiling face, you playing your favorite ETAB game, or you just enjoying your time playing some Pilot games with your friends, your favorite bartender, you just by yourself having a good time. Snap that photo and send it in to us by directly messaging us on Facebook, by posting them onto any of your social medias with the hashtag Pilot Games, or by emailing them to jackpot@pilotgames.com.
Absolutely. We love seeing your smiling faces. So make sure you guys share any Facebook or any of those player photos you can as possible. They are not mandatory, but they are highly encouraged. We are closing in on the end of this awesome game, and we'll have to see if MD Mailman is going to be the one to steal it away or if someone else is going to come in and swipe away the prize.
We have two very specific birthdays we're going to be highlighting on today, and I'll highlight both of them for us. 1937, Jane Fonda, one of Jordy's favorite actresses, actors, one of my favorite actresses, as she did Barbarella and many other great works. And then other Samuel L. Jackson. He'll be my highlight celebrity birthday, as I love all the works he's been a part of.
We do have Call Me Jen as well as Tom, who both get to split up that $33 Musco prize. Nicely done to both those players in this final round of lunchtime bingo. Make sure you guys stick around. And before we let you guys loose to jump into Lucky 4 bingo, we want to highlight a very important player.
Mingus over at the Dog Pound Bar took home $45,897. And over at the Dog Pound Bar, they supported a great charity, the Steele County Snowmobile Trail Association. And their mission is to construct and maintain snowmobile trails in Steele County, Minnesota. Just helping out your community. Like we say at the end of every single broadcast, when you play pilot games, your community wins. Stick around, as me and Jordy will be back for some Skull Bingo tonight from 4 to 6.